Okay, everybody, so this is just gonna be a little update on this twin. Y'all, some of y'all were just curious, well, what happened to the Carbontwinzilla? I still have it. I still have it. This is like my ultimate build. Build last year, and that's just would be really ashamed to have just sent it off. And yeah, I still have it though. But I really didn't get to mess with it that much. Now, it kind of looks a little bit different. And if y'all notice on the shocks, those are the Sand, Genesis, or Reaper shocks I'm running on. How did I ever get it mounted? Well, I'm going to show you. So, I had to use the full extended upper shock bolts for the Savage, because I don't know how much distance I need, but so also using one of the old on those they were Savage socks, but you can get them on eBay now. I had an issue with them, so they didn't feel correct, or they were not working correctly, and actually the front of them was like leaking oil pretty bad, which was causing like a complete bounce. Or like, I'm sorry, there wasn't any dampening at one of these shocks in the front. That's why I didn't really get to drive this thing, because it was having some issues, and also the fuel tanks. But anyway, sticking to the subject, sticking to the subject, decided to throw on some Sand Genesis shocks and see what will happen. And well, I'll tell you what, it has lowered the vehicle just a little bit, and they feel way smoother, man. I'm probably going to thicken up the shock oil because I think it's just a little bit too soft in my opinion. Like, I'm on a little bit more of a stiffer setup or something. Maybe those springs, I'm going to keep them, but it's probably going to be the oils what I'm going to change. Maybe like a thicker shock oil just to increase the dampening. That's what has been happening to the Carbontwinzilla. It's a pretty amazing machine, I tell you that. I'm probably going to be getting some new tires in the future. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull them out from the LMT right here, or if I'm going to get some actual J Concepts, Fleeing King tires. There's those monster truck tires that has those really sharp checkmark chevrons. It looks really badass, and I think on on a terrain is gonna shoot rooster tails like if there's no tomorrow with the giant treads on them. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Now I'm not gonna get rid of these pipes, but I'm probably going to get some standard muffler pipes just to tone this down a little bit, because I like trucks that are loud and nasty, but if you keep on driving all the time, then it sometimes gets a little bit obnoxious or something. But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up this little update. But so far, this Carbontwinzilla is still a really solid truck regardless. And if y'all want to message my friend Diamantis, he has his email, so that way y'all can shoot him an email if you want your custom Savage twin kits or other twin kits for your different models. Just make sure to shoot him an email or messenger. I think I have it in one of my older videos showing his description and whatnot. So I recommend y'all go shoot him a message if you're interested. But yeah, I think I'm also gonna change the body as well. Looking for bodies for the Savage XL. This is basically a Savage XL. That's what it is. But looking for bodies for these type of vehicles is not that easy. But I think there's some crawler bodies out there that are long enough that maybe just a little bit longer than this body, maybe a little shorter than the Savage XL body. But I will see what's gonna happen in the future. This body is not in too rough shape. It still looks decent. And also, another upgrade I'll be doing in the future is getting a new phone, because the footage quality on on this is absolute crap. Well, I mean, it's kind of good, but you know, the shadowing and the lighting is poor on this camera. That's what I'm also going to do next in the future. But overall, this Carbontwinzilla is still a badass monster. Speaking of monster, check out this bad boy. This is the HPI Rotostar 3, and the inner drive is different than a hex, but boy, I tell you what. For some people that likes to stick, you know, with their drill starters and whatnot, I mean, it's fine. But something like this is a different story. So if you have like a 5,000 milliamp nickel metal hydride or 6,000 milliamps or something like that, you're gonna get a longer life, or you're gonna get a longer usage of this Rotostar system. I mean, I think it really doesn't have to do with the Rotostar 3, but ooh, it's patent, so you can get a different one in this. I'm just kidding. Well, I think this one has like a bigger motor, so that way it could start over engines quite easier. I think it also has like a planetary inside it. I think the motor inside is maybe like a 550 or something. I don't know how many turns because I don't have that much information on this thing, but this Rotostar 3 system is a totally badass motherfucker. And I'm going to show y'all proof in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to pause y'all again. Okay, so we're going to get the sucker lined up. Okay, probably ran into first problem. Can't line up much movement because, you know, these shocks are in the way. Okay, but, you know, it's still accessible. Alright, firing up. I guess we're touching the coil. But see? It turns over no problem. How about the other one? Okay, so it's somewhat touching the coils, but I mean, I think it's not too bad. The other engine, no problem as well. So guys, that's just gonna be an update on this little video, or this little video of what's up with the Carbontwinzilla. And you guys are seeing that, you know, the side is kind of like shading off a bit. Yeah, this camera kind of sucks. Anyway, guys, there should be more videos to come besides that Bigfoot open house event I'll be taking. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. I also forgot one more thing. So this is how I have the bottom shocks mounted. You guys can see right here. I'm probably gonna find like a longer bolt so that way actually makes it through here versus here, because you guys see how there isn't much meat holding on to this part of the shock mount, because that's just to keep, you know, the shock from popping out, while this is the main structure to actually mount the shock. So I'm probably going to need to find like a longer bolt to maybe have a nuts at the end holding it. Hopefully it doesn't make too much contact, but we will see. But yeah, I just thought to throw that in there.